The name Library of Alexandria conjures images of an unparalleled center of knowledge, a treasure trove tragically erased from history. But what if the popular story of its fiery demise is wrong? For centuries, the story has been told. A single, catastrophic fire wiped out the greatest collection of scrolls the world had ever seen, plunging humanity into a dark age. It's a tragic, romanticized tale, but it's far from the whole truth. To understand the loss, we must first appreciate the library's golden age, a time when Alexandria stood as the intellectual capital of the world. The library was founded by the Ptolemies, the Greek dynasty ruling Egypt after Alexander the Great. Its purpose was ambitious: to collect all the world's knowledge under one roof, housed within the magnificent Mausoleon, or Temple of the Muses. Scholars like Callimachus created the first comprehensive library catalog, and Eratosthenes calculated the Earth's circumference with astonishing accuracy. The library wasn't just a storage facility, it was a functioning research institute. Estimates suggest the collection may have contained anywhere from 40,000 to over 500,000 scrolls, encompassing mathematics, astronomy, literature, and medicine from across the known world. The first major event often blamed for the library's destruction occurred in 48 BC, when Julius Caesar arrived in Egypt. The common narrative tells us that Caesar, surrounded by Egyptian forces, ordered his own fleet burned, and the flames spread to the great library, consuming the irreplaceable collection. However, contemporary accounts suggest that the fire destroyed a massive warehouse of scrolls near the harbor, possibly scrolls intended for export, or a secondary collection. The main, Great Library, likely survived this incident. Following the tumultuous Ptolemaic era, Alexandria came under Roman control, and the library entered a long period of slow, inevitable decline. Historical records prove that scholarly life continued, and even flourished, under the Roman emperors. Scholars were still active in Alexandria centuries after Caesar's fire, suggesting the library, or its scholarly offshoots, were still functioning. The true enemy was not a single fire, but cumulative damage, budget cuts, constant civil strife, and a lack of resources for maintaining a perishable collection of 500,000 scrolls. As the Roman world shifted towards Christianity, tensions rose between different intellectual and religious factions in the 3rd and 4th centuries AD. In 391 AD, the Christian patriarch Theophilus oversaw the destruction of the Serapeum, a temple which housed the library's significant secondary collection. This was a targeted attack against paganism and a massive loss of scrolls. The final popular myth surrounding the library's demise comes centuries later, associated with the Muslim conquest of Egypt in the 7th century AD. The disputed story claims that Caliph Omar, upon conquering Alexandria, ordered any remaining books burned, stating they were either redundant if they agreed with the Quran or heretical if they didn't. Historians widely agree this story is a much later fabrication, appearing centuries after the conquest. By the 7th century, any significant collection in Alexandria had already largely vanished through prior events. The Great Library of Alexandria did not die in a single spectacular fire. It suffered a slow, drawn-out death spanning centuries, from civil strife and resource neglect to targeted religious destruction. It was attrition, not one blaze, that claimed the world's greatest ancient library.